Nice 10-hour loop. Okay, well, I'm going to start off by just answering questions just directly. And if it gets to the point where you guys feel like you're bored and want me to play a round of PUBG, I'll do that as well. But for now, I'm just going to start by answering the questions directly. So here we go. Q&A will start at 5:15. Okay, it has started, so I'm just going to get rid of this. And you probably... That's good. Okay. What's another thing? I got this image. Ask questions, suggest video topics. Have a good time. Welcome to the Better Ideas live stream. It's a work in progress. I don't exactly know what I'm going to live stream about. Sometimes I play PUBG. Sometimes I play Modern Warfare 2. Actually, I can't say sometimes I play PUBG because I have never played PUBG. It's just an idea I have. So if you have any like video games you want me to play during the pregame show, definitely leave a comment and let me know what you want to see me play. Other than that, we're going to dive right into the questions and let's just jump right into it. So I wonder, actually, I totally Philip DeFranco there. Let's just jump into it. I don't want to be Philip DeFranco. So I don't know if I can yeah, that's weird. I'm just going to keep it like this. So I'm going to go right back to the beginning. Curio says, hey, Joey. Hey, bro. How's it going? Christos Sykes asks, yo, brother, what's your opinion about aliens? My opinion about aliens is that they have about a 30% chance of existing. I find it very strange that if they did exist, why haven't they really presented themselves to us yet? Then again, I'm pretty open-minded in that regard. They found bacteria on Mars at one point that had life, and I'm very, very ignorant on the topic, basically. I don't want to sound like an idiot, but I'm an idiot in that regard. So just my personal view is there is a chance there's aliens, but in my world that I operate in, my mind tends towards there being no aliens. I live my life thinking that there's no aliens in the world. That's my answer. Was it? Life is good. Thanks. Cooking pasta. Shout out to Kyle Levi. Where? Broughton. So that's what Levi Hawk says. He says, shout out to Kyle Levi. Where? Broughton. So he wants to shout you guys out. That's pretty special. Joel Guida says, noodles or rice? I find that noodles don't fill me up as much as rice does, but they taste better often. Chow mein is way better than white rice. Even when you go to the standard Asian food store, Quality Foods, which doesn't exist it doesn't exist anywhere except BC. But anyways, it's pretty whitewashed Chinese food, but it's really good. Their chow mein tastes better than the rice, in my opinion. And typically that's the way I go. Noodles just, I don't know, they taste better, but they don't seem as substantial. If I'm doing a pregame meal before hockey, I'll tend towards a brown rice. It just feels just a bit more substantial. PUBG, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, so De Silver Surfer says that Black Ops 1 is better than Modern Warfare 2. I would say yes, the gameplay is better, but they don't have tactical nukes, and that's the only reason why I played Modern Warfare 2 was because the goal was to get a tactical nuke. So I really hope, I hear that they're mastering. Whoops, I have this in front of my face. I hear that they're remastering Modern Warfare 2, and if they brought back tactical nukes like they did in the original, I will be playing that game so much, and it's probably very bad for making videos. Bad for better ideas, but good for my entertainment. Eli says, will you make the video about the benefits / effects music has on one's attitude or whatever? I've thought about that, and I think that's a really good idea. I want to do a really good job of that. I feel like that would be I'd have to do a lot of good sound design for that one. I would probably talk about different genres and how it affects your moods and attitudes and productivity. And, I'd probably dive into studies talking about how different genres affect concentration or studying. There's already been ones on intelligence, listening to Mozart boosts your intelligence, apparently, or it helps you study. But it would be cool to figure out why, alpha brainwaves, if alpha brainwaves, those 50-hour loops on YouTube. If they do anything towards studying, or if it's just placebo, or if listening to classical music is better than jazz or rap or stuff like that, that'd be a really interesting video to make. So yes is the answer to that question. I just want to do a really good job, a really thoughtful job on that one. And Christos Sykes says, can you make a video about the top 5 books that changed your life? I absolutely will. I feel like for those types of videos, it's a very opinion-based video. Like, there's definitely a lot of opinion in my videos, but I try to at least have some sort of like some sources to them, either studies or like literature and stuff like that. I feel like I'm just now starting to develop like quite a good audience. So thank you guys, and a good community. So people would actually care about what my opinion is now. Whereas earlier on, people, like, if I post my video on Reddit, they'd be like, I don't really care what your opinion is. So definitely now that I have developed a good audience and like definitely an up and coming community that actually values some of my opinions, and I value your guys' opinions, and we can sort of create a discussion around that, I feel like that is a video that I could make and people would actually get a lot of value out of that. So absolutely, that's a really good idea. Thank you for the suggestion, Christos. Okay, Josh, this is all Modern Warfare stuff. Adam Valen says, should I take a timeout from chasing girls if I want to focus on my career, or how to combine these two areas of my life? With this again, everything I say, I'm not an expert on this. This is just giving my 2 cents. I don't agree with like chasing girls as an end to begin with. I feel like, you know, yes, you should take a timeout from chasing girls in general, because I just see that as sort of like a bottomless pit. Like, I don't think you will be fulfilled if that is your end goal. If that's like a hobby you like to do that is part of a main goal, I'm not going to judge you or anything like that, and that's totally fine. You're welcome to do that. But like, if chasing girls is your main kind of focus, I'd definitely say yes, focus on your career. Yes, figure out kind of what the values are in your life and what you want to achieve, and, you know, build yourself up and work on yourself and really figure out, really start to become someone who you're really proud of being. And that involves getting your values figured out. Figure out the things that are important in your life and then act accordingly. If there's a mismatch between how you're behaving and what you believe, you definitely have to have, you have a lot of work to do on yourself before you know, start adding girls into the mix and stuff like that. Because if your goal is to eventually have a partner, you want to have a partner who you want to be able to be in a relationship as a complete person. Obviously you won't be perfect, but at least like if you feel like you have your crap together, then that will invite an equally strong woman into your life. And that's just a very even-handed approach to things. And I feel like that creates the most healthy relationship. So if you feel like you don't have your stuff figured out, definitely take a break from chasing girls, figure out what your values are, get secure in your career, and, you know, become fulfilled and okay with who you are and your life and your situation. And then you can start introducing girls if that's what you want to do. But until then, definitely work on yourself. That's just my 2 cents. Then again, I don't know your situation. Could be totally unique, but just judging by your comment, that's what I'd say. Thank you for the question, Adam. Josh says, do you plan on shooting and uploading narrative/sketch type content in the near future? Any interest in that anymore? I haven't thought about that actually, and that is a thing to consider. I don't know if it lends. I really want to make videos where all the B-roll that I show is stuff that I have filmed. So if the interruption to my kind of narrative or informational style video, it happens to be me doing a little sketch, and if it like lends to my point, I think I will. But in terms of like making a whole video into a sketch comedy type video, I don't really see the channel going that way, but 100% would be open to that kind of as a little comedic break for 20 seconds in one of my videos. I think that'd be really cool. Joel says, you should make a Call of Duty video commentary on how to get at least 5 kills. That's just Joel throwing shade because I got 4 kills last round. Wasn't proud of it. I'm definitely not that good at Modern Warfare 2. I was way better on the Xbox. Thanks for that comment, Joel. That's very, very respectful. Nathaniel Schweitz says, will you make any vids on presentation? Absolutely. I happened to get best overall public speaker in a public speaking class last year, and I was really proud of that. I didn't think I was a very good public speaker before that class, but I feel like getting that validation from my class, because they communally voted me as the best overall public speaker. So I definitely feel like I'm reasonably qualified to talk about how to present better and public speak and stuff like that. So I will absolutely do a video on how to public speak better, how to be a public speaking master. Nathaniel Schweitz again, 3 questions in a row. In regards to clothing, style, etc., confidence boosting stuff. Presentation. Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about. You weren't talking about public speaking. You're talking about how to present yourself better. Yes, I will. That was almost a video so many times. I went off on a huge tangent. That wasn't even what your question was about. I'll absolutely make a video about how to. I want to make it kind of clickbaity, but still very valuable. The key is to make a clickbaity title, and when you watch the video, it has everything to do with the video content. The title was accurate, even if it was clickbaity, and it was still very valuable. So maybe it's like how to be more attractive in university. I don't know. Something weird and clickbaity like that. And yes is the answer to that question. Who is a better roommate, me or Joel? I'm not going to answer that question. You guys can duke that out between yourselves. More like was who is more crazy. It's Eli says, or Nathaniel Schweitz. I'm so sorry. I'm like totally botching your whole like identity thing. Elon Musk, thoughts? Cool guy. Overhyped, yes, but like he deserves it. If there's going to be someone who's going to be overhyped, I'm okay with him being overhyped. And I can't wait to see he does with The Boring Company and SpaceX and stuff like that. Can't lie, I follow him. But I definitely think there's a circle of people who worship him. I never think that's a good thing. But definitely a cool guy. And I might make an Elon Musk video if the Google Trends lend to that. Simcha says, what is your top pro and con about gaming? Gaming is an interesting thing. I used to do a lot more of it, and I feel like there are a lot of pros to gaming, to be honest. I might do the benefits of playing video games, but at the same time, like anything, if it starts to interfere with, actually getting your duties done in your life, then obviously it's a problem, just like anything else. But I feel like you guys are smart. If you play video games, that's totally cool, and I play video games too. It's just a matter of finding that balance. There are a lot of people in self-improvement who talk, like there's climbing the corporate ladder type of people, LinkedIn, they're like professional LinkedIn memes who say like, oh, you got to cut out all the bad stuff in your life. And if the thing you're doing isn't helping you reach the top, then, you got to reevaluate. You got to seriously go and meditate on what's important to you. I really don't agree with that lifestyle. I've been pretty extreme with that, and I've just thought about like, I felt guilty for playing a little bit of video games. I felt guilty for going to hang out with friends. I felt guilty for starting to watch a Netflix TV show. But it's the little pleasures like this that give balance to your life. And I think there's no problem with, a completely hedonistic activity in moderation. And that's what life, it's not what life is all about, but it's definitely the spice of life is little things like that give you enjoyment, that isn't all just business all the time. So 100% a fan of rewarding good hard days of work with playing video games or eating food that you like or going to get some drinks with some friends. That's just a well-balanced lifestyle in my opinion. So video games are good. Top pro and con about gaming. I didn't really answer your question. I sort of did. The con would be if it becomes an addiction and starts to take up more and more time and you start sacrificing your well-being. That's the con. The pro, I'm going to make a video about the pros and cons of gaming. Simcha, that's the person who I answered the question to. Adam says, what is a better way to meet girls, online dating or cold approaching? I'm not really the authority in pickup, to be honest. I'm not really part of the PUA community. I've definitely seen, I've dabbled in that before, but I've definitely, I'm not the person to answer that. But like in terms of actually meeting people and meeting girls, if that's what you're into, definitely the world is changing and I have no problem with people using online means. In fact, it's a really good filtration process to find people who are of similar values, of similar interests. And I think, you know, if you're using technology to meet girls, that's like totally viable. And yeah, because ultimately you want to find people who are more likely to share your interests and values and stuff like that. So I'm all for technology in that regard. Cold approaching is kind of a weird thing to do unless you're doing it in a sort of community that shares, you know, like say you're really into yoga, you could cold approach someone in your yoga class because you have something in common, you probably have same values. But just like cold approaching girls on the street seems like pretty inefficient to me, because what are the chances that, you know, they meet all your criteria and they match all your values and stuff like that? Sure, it's a cool challenge to get outside your comfort zone, but if you're trying to find a partner, which again, that could totally not be your goal. Yeah, you just have to ask yourself what your goal is, basically. Okay. Joel Guidus says top 10 qualities in a opposite sex. This is always a hard one. I don't know if I have a finite list or a hierarchy of things that are important to me, but one of the biggest things for me is sense of humor. I have a very dry sense of humor. It's witty. Often I totally blanked. I was going to say something witty and, you know, performance anxiety. But if they don't understand my like subtle, you know, weird off-brand dry humor jokes and stuff like that, it's probably not going to work out. I saw this one girl, or I was talking to this one girl the other day, and she was very pretty, you know, similar interests and stuff like that. And I made a joke. I kept on making like these little subtle dry jabs or whatever, and she'd just kind of be like, "Oh," and I'm just like, "You're very nice, but it's not gonna work." And then obviously intelligence, because I just value intellect very highly. I'm not saying like I have a high IQ or anything like that. I'm not one of those Rick and Morty memes. You know, I'm of extraordinary intelligence and I will only date people of equal intelligence to me. I'm not one of those people, but definitely if you're kind of a bonehead, it's probably as a long-term relationship not going to work out again. So I'm not going to give you a top 5. Did you say top 5? You said top 10. I'm not going to give you top 10, Joel. Are you insane? Yeah, intelligence and sense of humor and sharing similar values to me. And obviously being a very kind person. That's very important. Noah says, if you're female, the number one quality to look for a man is Joel Guidus. Oh yes, Joel is the number one quality you should look for in a man if you're female. I agree. Thanks, Sarah, for calling me the best UType channel. UType is my favorite website. Appreciate that. Dexter says, greetings from Strya, mate. What are your thoughts on black opal mining? That's one of those things that I've always wanted to do. And I hear it's very dangerous. It's definitely something that will never happen in my life. But I think the prospect of finding just a valuable gem in the Australian outback is super badass. Let me know your thoughts. And also greetings from Canada. Simcha says, would it be weird to go to the most time-wasting place on the internet to get productivity tips? It is weird, yes, but it works often because YouTube and Reddit are my biggest time wasters, but they are also the places where I've gotten some of the most valuable advice from. Is this mic working? Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, there are some great there's some great websites that can equally waste a lot of your time. It's just about being kind of disciplined with not falling into those traps. I might make a video on how to use the internet, or like how to have more discipline on the internet, if that makes sense. I'd have to figure out a way to spin it, but yes, it is weird, but it does work. Let's see. Okay, we're actually getting to some of the more recent questions. But we're almost at the end here. Also, you're talking about the Fermi paradox. Oh, wait. Fireplace, 10-hour loop, play the capitalist game, play Pong. I would play Pong. Curio says, why aren't you doing this on Twitch? Because I'm trying to get my watch time up, because I'm technically not a partner on YouTube anymore. I need 4,000 hours of watch time, so I figured my audience is on YouTube. Might as well talk to the people on YouTube. And I think YouTube's live stream's getting better. I mean, let me know what the benefits of Twitch are compared to YouTube, and I'd love to hear them. If you think it's a better place to do these live streams, then maybe that's where we got to go. But this seems to be working fairly well so far. What is your favorite thing to cook? Says Noah. My favorite thing to cook. My favorite thing to cook would be single chicken breasts with olive oil and applewood seasoning, or the keg chicken seasoning. Just these single chicken breasts are some of the most delicious and simple things you can possibly make on the entire planet. And I think everyone should make single chicken breasts. Actually, yeah, what you do is you grab a chicken breast that's fairly fat and you slice it in two. So you have two thin slices, and you just cook it up in some olive oil and some applewood seasoning, and it's just a delightful thing to eat. Paired with some asparagus or some beans, keep you lean. That's a perfect keto meal. I don't know if beans are keto. I've actually never gone full keto, for the record, but I guess it's low carb because you're not pairing that with rice or noodles, as Joel probably would. That's my favorite thing to cook, is single chicken breasts. It is PUBG number one. Oh, Dexter says, what is your dream? This can mean a couple things. The dream I had last night was pretty intense, to be honest with you. Some guy in downtown Vancouver wanted to take my wallet, and he took it, and he punched me in the face, and I said, you have a nice day, sir. And then he felt so bad that he gave my wallet back. That was my dream last night, not a word of a lie. That was my literal dream. But my future ambitions, my dream is to be able to make better ideas videos, not necessarily on YouTube, or just like do my own thing on the internet and make passive income online, so that I can have a paycheck coming, whether I'm actively working 9 to 5 or not. And that way I can spend a lot of time doing the things I love, and, visit my family, maybe do some traveling or something like that, or just like, getting involved in my community, whatever that entails. But I really like the idea of having that security money, maybe just like helping my parents out, pay off their mortgage, things like that. And yeah, just being a financial rock for my family would be really super cool. And if I could do that by making better ideas videos, eventually it's going to be a long journey, but that's kind of my dream. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm trying to go with this, is to develop an audience and then eventually sort of monetize it in a way that's not annoying or doesn't seem like I'm selling out or something like that, and just continue to provide value for you guys, maybe build better ideas into a big brand without losing authenticity. And yeah, just try to make, and like the minute I can make better ideas videos full time, like it's viable for me, the quality will go up it'll go up so much, because I will be doing nothing else other than making better ideas videos. And if this sounded like a pitch, it didn't plan on being a pitch, but just so you know, guys, I do have a Patreon. The link is in the description. And if you can afford sponsoring Better Ideas for $1 a month, it actually does help me out so much, because I only need, like, there are 13 people watching this right now. I have 1,600 subscribers. My subscriber count's going up all the time. And if I can get 1,000 of you guys to donate just $1 a month, which is less than a cup of coffee, I would be able to do Better Ideas full time, and that dream would become a reality. Definitely not forcing you. I will never do paid content. I mean, I'll do paid content, but Better Ideas will always be free. So even just watching it's a huge help. Yeah, just being real with you. Like, donating to my Patreon helps a lot. If you can afford to do that, that'd be awesome, and it'll help me out substantially, and it'll make these videos better too. Yeah, so you're contributing to the dream if you donate to my Patreon down below. And it's a fun time on there. I occasionally post some vlogs, and you get to suggest videos, and it's a cool place to be. Eli is kind of alien. Thanks, Joel. I know you'll be watching this when you get back from your birthday dinner with your brother. What's the Fermi paradox? Let's open this up and let's look up the Fermi paradox for Noah here. Let's get some. Let's go incognito so that NSA can't track us. Fermi paradox. The Fermi paradox, named after physicist. I struggle with that one. Enrico Fermi, is the apparent contradiction between the lack of evidence and high probability estimates for the existence of extraterrestrial civilizations. The basic points of the argument made by physicist Enrico Fermi and Michael H. Hart are: 1. There are billions of stars in the galaxy that are similar to the Sun, and many of these stars are billions of years older than the solar system. 2. With high probability, some of these stars have Earth-like planets, and if the Earth is typical, some may have developed intelligent life. 3. Some of these civilizations may have developed interstellar travel, a step the Earth is investigating now. 4. Even at the slow pace of currently envisioned interstellar travel, the Milky Way galaxy could be completely traversed in a few million years. According to this line of reasoning, the Earth should have already been visited by extraterrestrial aliens. In an informal conversation, Fermi noted, okay, I get it. That is exactly what I believe. I probably am the Fermi paradox spokesperson. So thank you for introducing me to the Fermi paradox. That was quite a good little journey into the Fermi. Yes. When Josh asks, when are you rolling on the BI swag, bro? As soon as I rebrand, because I don't really like I have Gotham Pro as my main font, but I definitely need a logo that encapsulates exactly what Better Ideas is about, and just like a full rebrand. And once I have something that is shirtable, that's the thing with shirts. Like PewDiePie doesn't have shirts that say PewDiePie on them, I don't think. He has like the bone hand with this on it, and they're really cool. And they're just like referencing things that he's said or memes that have been on his channel. So I'm kind of waiting for, I don't know, an opportunity like that where I can roll out something that looks fresh. Because I'm not going to print out some black t-shirt with like a fat, like, Better Ideas on it. Like, I don't think people are going to wear that. So the minute I can find my aesthetic, I'll roll out some BI swag. You guys can buy it. It's more for promotional purposes rather than monetary, like, profit. You don't make a ton off custom t-shirts anyways. What are your thoughts on the Mandela effect, Sarah Schweitzer? Very weird. I definitely have experienced the Mandela effect with the Berenstain Bears, because I still don't know how you actually spell it, and I'm not even going to look it up. Without looking it up, how do you think you spell Berenstain Bears? Leave it in the comment section down below. I think it's really cool, Sarah. Spazes1313 says, who's your favorite X-Men? My favorite X-Men. My favorite X-Man. This is tough. This is a really tough one. Wolverine's a really typical answer. Let's look them up. Let's go on the interwebs and figure out what kind of X-Men we're dealing with. Like full list of X-Men. full list. Actually, no, that's dumb. Let's just type in X-Men and then Google Images, and then we'll play by visual. Here seems to be all the, or most of the X-Men. I don't really... Okay, I've definitely made up my mind. My favorite X-Man is Professor X. Imagine using your mind to be able to control people's minds and other things. That'd be dope. That would be... I just really think Professor X is probably the coolest guy. It would suck to be paralyzed, though. That's the only thing. If I could be Professor X pre-paralyzation, that'd be dope. Consider podcasting featuring guests. Yes, eventually. Thomas Frank does a really good job of that. Podcasting seems to be the way of the future, which is really interesting. You wouldn't think that, like, in a society where things are becoming more like instant gratification, and with Vine and stuff like that, which totally fell off the map, videos would get shorter and shorter and shorter. But podcasting seems to be like the thing. Everyone has a podcast, and they're like an hour, 2 hours long. So definitely in the future, that is almost a guarantee that I do a Better Ideas podcast. I just need to find the right co-host. I don't think I could carry an entire radio show by myself. I don't think I have that much like charisma, or not even charisma, but like there's not enough content in my brain that I could constantly be talking for 2 hours straight. It would just be a lot for me. I definitely need someone who is, intelligent and witty and with it, and can really on the fly create content, original content. Simcha, please podcast. Yes. Okay. Podcast is a popular idea. Apparently that's good. Nathaniel Schweitz says, my wife would like to know what your favorite sea creature animal is. Sea creature animal. My favorite sea creature animal is definitely the Liopleurodon. Let's look up the Liopleurodon for the uninitiated. Oops. Favorite sea creature animal by far. Liopleurodon. How cool. Is this dead? It's a dead Liopleurodon? No, this is from Ark Survival Evolved. This is not a real Liopleurodon. Actually, people don't know what a real Liopleurodon looks like, but it's probably the coolest. It's like a giant seal alligator dinosaur. It is so cool. I watched a documentary called, I think it like Dinosaur Planet, maybe it was called, and the Liopleurodon. I just liked it because it was the biggest sea creature ever discovered, like the bones or whatever. And then they had the whale comparison. Actually, I thought they were bigger than that, 25 meters. I think they can get up to like 80 or something. I could totally be talking out of my butt, but the Liopleurodons are impressively huge. If you find like an old crappy like 90s dinosaur documentary, they'll probably be on there. They're super cool. So there you go, Marissa. Liopleurodon is my favorite. Wait, I didn't even screen cap that whole time, I don't think. Here, for those of you, that's super disappointing. We have to do this again. Liopleurodon. If I actually... Oh, can't even spell. What am I doing? Okay, I'm not going to do that whole narration thing I just did. But that is a Liopleurodon. How cool is that? It is absolutely nuts. Yeah, so definitely check it out. Here's a Liopleurodon, a CG Liopleurodon eating a CG other dinosaur. Clearly smaller dinosaur. See, that is a small Liopleurodon. They get way bigger than that. And they fight other dinosaurs. That is super cool. So cool. That is basically all. Here we go. We're almost at the end of the questions, which is good. We're getting to the bottom, hacking through it like a machete in an Amazon rainforest, might I add. Do you use Toggle or track your time? Asks Simcha. I don't use Toggle, if that's an app. And if you wouldn't mind elaborating on what you mean by tracking my time, or like track my activities throughout the day. That might be what you mean. I don't actually. That'd be a very good idea. I don't know if I would respond well to that. I think with any technique of figuring out where you're spending your time, everyone's different. I've tried being very meticulous and compartmentalizing exactly what I spend my time on and whether it's efficient or not. But I find that almost drives me insane. My brain, as it is, already compartmentalizes so much that adding that extra restrictive order really makes me unhappy. I find that I'm productive enough as it is, and I have my own way of staying on top of things. And I think just like keeping track of every little second, of stuff I spend my time on is really, it's like obsessive compulsive almost. It's for my personality anyways. If that works for you, 100% do it. But I don't think it's for everybody. But for doing contract video work, that's all I do. I have to log how many hours I'm editing so I can charge clients. Dexter says, I have never met a person who's gone opal mining. That's it's probably like a Western meme that we have for like Australians, and they outback that they all mine opal or something like that. Hang out with kangaroos, cook up some kangaroos while opal mining and getting rich off of, hitting the mother lode. Nathaniel Schweitz says, how often do you gym? What are your fitness goals? I've fallen off the fitness train the past 3 weeks due to a huge influx of video editing for clients. This is bad. I'm a way less happy person when I fall off the fitness train. I'm just going like twice a week now. My fitness goals, as soon as I get on top of things for video editing and start delivering these products, I find that I work well with a 4-day power muscle burn split. And my fitness goals would be to consistently do that. Eventually bench, probably like I was doing 2 plates for a bit at my like peak. So that's not like crazy, but that's like, it's pretty good. But I would love to get better at my biggest weakness, which is my lower back. And really getting strong in like my legs and lower back, which means like deadlift and squats. So I'd really like to just continue doing the power muscle burn, add probably 15 pounds of lean muscle, lose 10 pounds of fat, and develop my like core abs, lower body strength, and lower back. That would really be crucial for hockey, as well as just my overall kind of stability. I have skinny legs, unfortunately. Sarah says, here's a nice joke to dwell on. Okay. Okay. Here, C, E flat, and G walked into a bar, and the bartender said, sorry, we don't serve minors here. So E flat left, and the C and G had an open fifth between them. Meme review. Just kidding. PewDiePie reference. I don't even know if I did that right. Sorry for the cringe, everyone. Very good joke. I appreciate that. Huck some more jokes. Who's got the best joke? I'm probably going to wrap up this live stream pretty soon here. I'm just going to finish shelling through all these questions. We're at 1 hour and 2 minutes. This is crazy. Time flies when you're having fun. Isn't this great, guys? Okay. Finally, or actually not finally, but here's a couple other questions. Daniel says, what is the primary reason people suck at dates? The primary reason, I'm going to go off on a limb and confidently answer this question. The reason why people suck at dates is because they feel like they have to be anyone other than themselves. They feel like they have to impress the other person. They feel like they have to, like be interesting, or like have to, provide all of the conversation. They're uncomfortable with silence. They feel like they have to be witty. They've watched too many movies in which there is no silence. There's this like witty back and forth humor all the time. People are super stoked, and that's just the fallacy of perfection. That's not how real human interaction works. If you're just calm, and realize that you don't have to be a jester, you don't have to be who's a funny comedian. I don't really watch Dave Chappelle. You don't have to be like the funny, you don't have to sweep them off their feet. Like, you're a human being, she's a human being. That's cool. Figure out who they are, but relax. Be yourself, relax, talk about things that you suck at, and laugh about it. That's my advice. Sarah says, Aaron asks, what is the best way to get a chicken dinner? The best way to get a chicken dinner is to stop playing PUBG for a while and then come back to it. You will stop overthinking things and you'll make logical decisions. Even ask Daniel. He agrees. If you take a little break from playing PUBG and you get back into it and you don't rush, loot when possible, you'll actually do really well. It's crazy. It's one of those games that you benefit greatly if you take a little break. Video suggestion. The Feynman technique. I've heard of it tons, and I will. I've just seen so many channels like mine cover it, so maybe that means I should cover it, or maybe that means that I should be different and not cover it. I'll think about that. I probably will, let's be honest, and I'll put my own little spin on it. Thanks for the video suggestion. Simcha says, sushi or risotto? Sushi. Sushi's delicious. I really could use some sushi right now. Noah says, what are your tips for calming nerves before public speaking or a musical performance? The best possible way to calm nerves before a public speaking, let's just say public speaking, and it goes with musical performance as well. The primary thing you have to do is to just be prepared in the first place. I know that sounds like a cop-out answer, but if you have prepared your speech, if you've extemporaneously memorized it, which means you've memorized the outline and you've memorized your kind of bullet points and you know exactly where it's going to go, you've practiced it in front of a video camera to time and kept it under like 5 minutes or whatever you're going for, and 1 to 2 days before the event, you record yourself doing it and you record yourself doing it and you keep on doing that, and you eventually create brain pathways. And even if you mess up on your words, even if you completely lose your train of thought, you still have that pathway that you're so used to going through, and it'll just lead you in the right direction with perfect structure. And that gives you a ton of confidence. Even if you mess up and you start to feel like, you still know exactly where you're going and you can at least still keep talking. So to calm nerves, be prepared in the first place. But sphincter tensing is the next best thing. That's what my public speaking prof said. If you don't know what that is, don't look it up. Don't Google image that. Do yourself a favor and don't do that. But apparently, if you flex your butthole, it's called sphincter tensing. And I don't know how that works, but I'm not even kidding. I'm not even trying to be like outlandish here. He said sphincter tensing, if you like tense your butthole or something like that, like it gets your mind off of it, and you like do that for like 15 seconds and then you release. Apparently it calms your nerves. That sounds like complete bro science. You could probably just as easily do that with your legs. That's the next best thing. Also, don't not think about it. And also, if you're getting nervous, just be nervous. And then when you get up there and you feel like you're going to have a shaky voice, project. Just power through it. Sorry about that whole escapade. That's crazy. Back extensions, bro. Back extension. Oh, for developing strong back. That's a very good idea. Thoughts on Dexter? I've never watched it, unfortunately. Aaron says, Daniel says, have you heard of Murphy's Law? Yes. Anything can go wrong will go wrong. What about Cole's Law? No. It's a thin sliced cabbage dripped in mayonnaise and sour cream. Thank you for that, Daniel. Noah says, the TV show Dexter, that is. Also, what is your favorite currently running TV show? Yes, I knew you were talking about Dexter. I haven't watched it, but I will. I've seen the first episode. It's enjoyable. And what is my favorite currently running TV show? That's got to be... I actually can't answer that question. I haven't been watching TV. So, make some suggestions. You seem to like Dexter, so I will probably get on that. Yeah, we're going to wrap things up. I just have a couple more questions. Thanks for the stream, says Simsha. Going to my sweet, sweet bed. Good night, everyone. Enjoy your sleep. Sweet, sweet dreams. Josh says later. You missed Dexter's last question about Sam Hyde. Oh, thoughts on Sam Hyde. Ooh. Thoughts on Sam Hyde. I don't know Sam Hyde. I'm going to look him up right now. Let's do this. Sam Hyde. Better not be a you-know-what star. That would be scarring for my audience. Sam Hyde is an American comedian, writer, performance artist, and actor. Co-created the sketch comedy group $1 Million Extreme with the Charles Carroll and Rochefort. Interesting. You know what? Never heard of him in my life. I will continue to keep this tab open so that I will explore him later. My wife says that the Liopleurodon isn't a good answer. Marissa, it's the best answer. Helen, hello, Helen. This is the best. This is us is the best. This is us. I've heard of that, and I will probably watch it. Probably won't watch it. You'd have to convince me to watch it. You can't just say it's the best because everyone says their TV show that they're watching is the best. Wonderful. Okay, cool. We're going to wrap up the live stream there. Thank you very much for your participation, your great questions. And yeah, if you've made it this far, consider donating to my Patreon down below. For just $1, you can join the inner circle of Better Ideas, where we have a great community going on. We have some discussions. You can suggest, next videos, but most of all, it helps me create videos just like this one, but more so my original content that takes, hours and hours to write, edit, shoot, and stuff like that. So if you want to join the inner circle and you want to make more Better Ideas happen, click the link below, take you to my Patreon page, and I would really appreciate the support. Thanks for watching. I have a video coming up pretty soon. I'm going to drop it. And we also have a collaboration coming up potentially. I'm going to keep that secret, but it's not going to be this week's video, but it's going to be next week's video. It's a channel that's way bigger than mine. Hopefully that, goes smoothly. I'm pretty sure it will, and that'll bring a lot new subscribers, just like yourself, to my channel, and it'll expand the Better Ideas community into one big happy family. Thanks for watching. Good night, everyone. Now is the awkward... I can't even say awkward.